Get them while they're hot.
Oh,
Quick cast hold person.
All right, we're here. We made it. We have a viewer, so we thought we better go live. Saverick, good to see you, my friend. We didn't want you to bail out on us before we came on. So here we are. It's Monday night, which means 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons here in Hobbiton. Welcome to the Wiley Hobbit Twitch channel. My name is Scott, and I am your DM and Wiley Hobbit. Let's go around and meet our cast of characters. We're just going to go around kind of the Brady Bunch layout. We'll start in the upper right corner with Calavera.
Oh, now I'm good. Hi, I'm Paige. I'm playing Calavera. She is a Fire Genasi Grave Domain cleric. There's a lot happening lately, and she is spending time trying to just kind of figure a lot of stuff out in general, and maybe learn some things along the way and keep people from dying or making terrible decisions regarding very powerful magical objects that we may or may not have in our possession. But that's only happened twice this campaign.
Everything is fine.
It's not that important.
Everything is fine. There's nothing to see here. Very good. All right, Calavera, very nice. Good to see you again. Rue, it's good to see your smiling, shining face. Tell us about yourself.
Everyone, I'm Andrew, aka Fellowship of the Tables, and I'm playing Rue Shahar, the merchant rogue, angsty person.
Angst you? Never.
I thought you were going to say merchant marine.
I have never seen you angst once in this campaign.
Nah, not a bit.
Never. Totally calm.
I love pastries.
Everything is fine. Cupcakes.
He does have a sweet tooth.
That's right. Very good, very good. All right, Rue. How about bottom right corner, Ms. Fragile?
yeah, I'm Mike, or Buckethead, or several other things my wife tends to call me. I play Fragile, and I am a Asimar Warlock of the Raven Queen, and right now I'm just trying to follow my mother's orders, trying to get a dagger back to where it belongs and properly put back so it does not affect our world.
So far, so good. All right, we're going to go across the bottom here and meet Algernon.
Hi, everybody. I'm Manny at Growed Up Geek on the social medias, and I am playing Algernon Altano, the somewhat sardonic and possibly condescending know-it-all 19-year-old divination wizard who wants to get rid of this thing because A, he's seen what it does to people, and B, doesn't want to be the one physically carrying it.
What? You all are so nervous all the time. Goodness. All right, very good.
Literally cursed.
Literally totally fine. Everything is good. All right, directly above Al is Ms. Ronvin.
Hey, I'm Vivian Vivation. I'm playing Ronvin. She is a baby artificer and an Azamar. She's pretty naive. This is her first time away from home, and she's really in for the ride. It's like she's the tourist. She's the one who's like, well, what's that? What's that? Oh, that? She probably half the time she forgets the dagger is even there because she's way too busy, just absorbing and looking at everything and learning new things. Plus, she finally got her power armor, so she's very distracted.
Taking it all in. Enjoying the scenery. All right, very good. Good. And then last but not least, Gears.
Hey there, everyone. My name's Dave Wilson on the socials. I'm playing Gears, Warforged fighter, battle master, keeping all of these poor squishy people alive. Especially the fragile ones.
Ooh, I see what you did there. Yeah. Nice. It's clever. All right, and once again, I'll be your dungeon master, hanging out here with all the NPCs and so forth. So let's have just a quick recap. The group is actually on another world. They've left the Dalelands. They've left the Forgotten Realms, and they are in a world called Mystara. And they've been sent there by Lord Cormeril of the Dalelands of Dagger Falls to return a magical dagger that has been wreaking havoc, causing discord and all some such things in Dagger Falls. And the sage of Deepingdale, Rauntides, identified this dagger as belonging on the world of Mystara in Deep Delver's Enclave, deep in this huge cavern deep inside of Blackclaw Mountain. And so that's where the party finds themselves, in Deep Delver's Enclave. Last session they arrived and kind of had a little bit of a scrape there to start things off with some face spiders. They had to cross this cavern, make their way through the darkness of Shadowreach, the ruined city of the Magocracy. And they managed to get most of the way there, and they were stopped by a group of Duragar stone guards who demanded toll for passage through to the Enclave.
Is that what they were?
Yeah, Duragar. Yeah. And they finally found themselves in Deep Delver's Enclave in the midst of a great celebration. It was Feast of the Returned, is what they call it. Whenever an adventuring party goes out and ventures forth into the tunnels and caverns amidst the Grindelroot deep in Blackclaw Mountain, when they return, should they return, celebration is had, tales are told, ale is drunk, wine is splashed. It's a good time, and that's kind of what the party wandered into in the Lucky Loot Tavern. And following all of that hullabaloo, they found their way to the Raven's Claw Inn, where they sought refuge and sleep and rest. And so they have awoken the next day, which back in Faerun is actually midsummer. It's 31 Flame Rule in Faerunian time. They've all leveled up to level 4, so that's kind of exciting. I probably need to update my little artwork there that shows them at level 3, but they are now level 4. And we're going to pick up, they're wrapping up breakfast, and they've got a little mission with this dagger. They are going to be looking for a person who's said to dwell amongst the folk of the Enclave. Ion the Veyer is this fellow, and he's been described as this very well-dressed, well-to-do, sort of cat man, almost like a tiger, almost. Fine, beautiful garb, robes, silks, exotic clothing, and this Ion of Veyer apparently runs a stall in the what do they call it? Goodness, having a brain cramp here. Old age. In the Ever Shady Bazaar. I couldn't think of the word bazaar. Thank you, sir. And all that the party could glean at breakfast, when they asked about trying to find him, they asked Mila Willowspur, the proprietor of the Ravensclaw Inn, where they might find this fellow, and all she could say was look for the onion-domed stall in Ever Shady Bazaar. And that is where we're going to pick up our game at the conclusion of breakfast in the Ravensclaw Inn. And thank you to our newest subscriber renewals. Geek Dice, thank you, brother. Also, Growed Up Geek and Fellowship of the Tables, thank you for your support with your subs. The party now has 17 plus 2s they can add to D20 rolls, thanks to bits and subs. So, take it away, party. You're wrapping up your breakfast in the Ravensclaw Inn.
Al's going to make a point to summon Delphi and start turning into kind of Dr. Claw, carrying him around and stroking him to establish his friendship of all those feline. And he's Fae, so he tells everybody at the breakfast spot not to worry about health codes.
Only a chef, you say?
Yeah.
Fake cats are exempt.
So what would y'all like to do? How do you want to start your day?
I'm ready to go to the bazaar to meet our cat buddy and see what's at the bazaar.
Yeah, Galaver is ready for us to get up and get going. I think she was the one to go ask about where this guy was.
Yes.
And at this point, she's just impatiently ready to go and get this done. She is pretty visibly just hasn't been in a good mood this morning. That's fine. A little testy.
Nice. One thing Mila does suggest, as she's obviously quite aware that you are all new here in the Enclave, is that you might take a moment to visit the Dragon's Fangs. It's sort of the common house of the Enclave, and while there, you might look for an aged hill dwarf, quite bald and beardless, named Balon. He's sort of she describes him as sort of the unofficial elder of Deep Delver's Enclave.
Yes, yes, somebody told me yesterday to go see him. The beardless. Well,
That'd be
are we
nice,
gonna
yes.
are we gonna see the beardless dude first or the cat first?
We should probably go get rid of the dagger thing first.
I
But we don't know
agree.
where to get.
We should find at least go look for him. We have a description of his stall. The onion shaped is his stall.
It is what I was told, yes.
And
Apparently,
let us
we will know
find
it when we
an
see it.
onion-shaped stall. And be rid of this cursed thing. We have seen the evil it has turned people into. If there is a safe place to be rid of it, I would like to give it to those who should have it.
Mila did also tell us, though, that Iron is a little bit tricky. So if this Balon character has insight that they could offer us, it might be worth checking in with them first. I'm fine either way.
I mean, we were told that we're supposed to bring this thing back to him, so we might as well just do that. I mean, if he's tricky or if he isn't, does that really matter when it comes to getting rid of this? If, he's the one who we're supposed to bring it to and who knows what to do with it?
As the person carrying the cursed artifact, I say we go meet the Catman, and be rid of this.
Then let's go meet him.
Yeah, I was gonna stand up, Dr. Claw's cat, and out the door, and I guess head towards the. Would there be signs? Do we just kind of wander around until we appear to find something that looks like the bazaar?
If you ask Mila, which I'm sure you did, she would tell you to go out and take the cobblestone walkway to the northeast, and you'll come to an intersection with 4 of these walkways. And if you bear right, you'll wander right into the bazaar. And in fact, she'll point out the door. You can see the rooftops of the small single-story buildings that make up the bazaar and marketplace. It's like a 2-minute walk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start heading in that direction.
No, yeah, pitter patter, let's get at her.
Yeah. Yeah, cursed dagger, y'all chop chop.
So you exit the Raven's Claw, and again, it's the 3-story building that's kind of built into one of these huge stalactites, coming up from the floor, and it actually connects way above to the ceiling. And you know that your rooms are in this. There's about 5 stories of, those stone rooms that were carved out of the inside of that stalactite, and right across the cobblestone pathway from the Raven's Claw is this oddly shaped 3-story building. Looks like it's maybe been carved of stone, but it's like blocks. They're huge. Each one is about a story high, and they look almost like books where, there's a big one on the bottom, and then the next one above is sort of askew, off angle, stacked on it, and then the third one is kind of stacked awkwardly on top of that. and you see an ornate sign over the entryway that says Odra's Library, Odrahs. And so you make your way up the cobblestone walkway, passing the huge stalagmite on your left, or stalactite on your left, and you see on your right this strange kind of, it's not really smooth. It's this odd, just onyx black spire that looks like it's just pushed itself out of the floor of this plateau that you're on, and it goes up almost beyond sight. And it's probably 2 feet around at the base and tapers very slowly as it goes up, and it kind of twists as it goes up. Not made of the same stone as the big stalactite, not made of the same stone or cobble as the ground you're walking on. It's the same material that seems to have poked its way through the Raven's Claw Inn, for which it draws its namesake. And you can't help but look at it. It just seems odd, out of place there as you pass. And as she suggested, Mila suggested, you come very quickly to a 4-way intersection. And there are a few people moving about. You see a small group of halflings that look like maybe they're making their way home from the loot from last night. They don't appear to be in the best of shape. One pathway goes to the left. You hear the sound of running and falling water off to the north and west. One of the paths goes straight into a walled, like a little compound. You're not sure what's back there. If you turn to the right, you immediately enter what appears to be a bit of a marketplace sort of arrangement. You see a tightly packed cluster of, they look to be kind of ruined, little dilapidated 1- and 2-story buildings that appear to have been renovated for the purpose of containing the vendors and the wares of this marketplace. Each of the stalls has various signs painted, kind of depicting what they adorn. You'll see, an apothecary. You see, foodstuffs, various and mundane things, fabrics. You see one of the buildings has a sign on it that says Gold Smiles Artifacts. And so you kind of make your way through this, and they're both on each side of the street, and the buildings are not particularly organized. They seem almost randomly placed there. But what really strikes you is a little bit shocking as you make your way up the street. Is there's a huge one of these black spires that just appears to have been thrust up out of the ground right in the center of this marketplace. It's kind of on the left side of the road, which is the northeast. You're headed kind of southeast. So on the northeast side of the road, right beside the road, is this spire, and it's even a little bit bigger around, maybe 3 to 4 feet around at the base. And it's just there, and the buildings are around it. And there are a number of these buildings. You can see even between the buildings there appear to be some alleyways that twist back, a few buildings deep back into the marketplace. And there is a little bit of traffic. You see humans, you see dwarves, you see some elves, half-elves, all the human, demi-human races you might expect. They all look maybe just a little different than what you've seen on Faerun, given the fact that you're on Mystara. You're not on Toril. But it's what you might expect from a morning marketplace. Vendors are opening their shops, their stalls. You smell cooked foods. You smell things that you're not too sure about. But as you get into the middle of this place, it almost seems to close in around you, and it just seems a little odd, a little different. It just seems strange as you get down in here. What do you do?
When you say all the demi-human races, are there other like cat people in this group as well, or is it the kind of run-of-the-mill stuff, and then the cat person would be kind of the exception?
You were from Waterdeep, correct, Al? Is that right? Where do I hit? Where
Chult.
or Chult? I'm sorry. Yeah. So you don't see any races familiar to you from your homeland. You
Okay.
don't see any cat people. It seems like humans, elves, halflings, dwarves. You've seen a couple of half orcs, and they're all just kind of talking, mingling about. Very seem to be very comfortable around one another. It's busy but not raucous, not terribly chaotic. It's still fairly early.
I'm gonna instruct Delphi to kind of keep, if it doesn't look like the cat people are kind of plentiful, I'm gonna have Delphi just kind of actively kind of sniff while still holding him, just to see if he smells anything involving like another cat.
Okay. Yeah, make a perception roll on behalf of your familiar, please.
Delphi gets advantage on ones with smell.
Yeah, perfect. And I presume the group is just kind of milling about on the main thoroughfare that goes through the market.
Yeah, I'm milling about, just taking in all the sights. A little bit on the defensive, just
Yeah.
so my perception is peaked.
Okay.
Yep, Galavera's looking around. She's trying to find the place we're looking for.
Delphi rolled an 18. He's
Okay.
a good kitty.
Yeah, so good kitty. You have telepathic connection with Delphi, is that right? Or is it just imagery and sensory?
If I wanted to be, I was much more looking for just, kind of, hey Tim or hey Lassie, is Timmy down the well, and
Right.
just kind
Kitty
of
cat
see if he
sense.
would just kind of, yeah. Sniff it, and then if he, just in like physical clues, let me know. Jump out of my arms, whatever.
Yeah, so Delphi seems to be particularly interested down an alleyway to the right. Did I hear someone else say the P word, perception? Is anyone else rolling perception? I know, Calavera, you said you're actively looking for this onion-domed stall. Is that correct? Why don't you go ahead and roll perception?
I'd be looking around too, just taking things in, not anything in particular.
Okay.
That's dirty 20.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so you're looking around.
I did it.
You percepted well, yes. That was very perceptive of you.
I paid attention.
I'm never going to perceive anything ever again. This is my one for the month.
Nice. So as you're looking around, everything I've described, the smells, the sights, the sounds, you don't see any dwellings from where you are in the main thoroughfare with what would be an onion dome. Think European Orthodox Church, right, or Russian Orthodox Church, kind of an onion dome, is what I'm picturing in my mind. Yeah, and you don't seem to see anything.
Garlic
Nice.
bulb.
I got that reference.
Garlic bulb. Yeah. Rue, did you say you were also looking around? Go ahead and roll perception for me.
I get it.
Yeah, I got a 13.
Okay. Yeah, same thing. You don't really see anything fitting the description that Mila provided. But you do see Al, both of you notice Al and Delphi kind of curiously looking down an alleyway to the right, which is basically southward or so.
My familiar seems to have picked up a scent of possibly another feline creature down this way.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, I guess we'll walk down the alley. Like I said, I'm still going to be Dr. Eviling, Dr. Claw with the cat, and just going to walk down and see if we either see it visually or if Delphi gives me something else more descriptive or more like a better direction as we move down this alley.
Sure. Yeah. So you make your way down the alley, and it's no longer really wide enough for anyone to walk shoulder to shoulder. You need to kind of scrunch and go single file. And it gets a little dark back in here because of the proximity of the buildings. You know, some of the walls are kind of shared, and it's interesting because a lot of the buildings are kind of leaning a little bit. You know, you can tell they've been, you know, they used to be something else, and they've all been turned into some sort of sales space, stalls and things. But you make your way back in there maybe 20, 30 feet, and you're walking right toward a huge stalactite. In fact, it's the stalactite that anchors the northeast side of the Dragon's Fangs little complex that we described earlier. And you get back there and you see, Al, as you kind of lead, you see two forms standing talking, both hooded. And they're kind of leaned up against the stalactite. And it looks, as you look, give me perception there, Al.
Oh, no. That's going to be an 11.
Okay. It looks like, as you stand there looking, they're facing each other, presumably talking, and then you see this red glow about 3 inches from what would probably be the face of one of them, and it sort of illuminates both of their. You can't really make out any features, and then the glow kind of dissipates again, and they stand and talk, and you see them gesture a little bit, maybe passing something back and forth, and then here goes the glow again. And they're in an area where kind of two alleyways come together, parallel to that stalactite, and the alleyway you're in appears it's going to dead end. You're probably 10 feet from them.
Do they have like a casual like posture? Are they kind of like literally like leaning like they're lounging? Did they make any moves when, you know, a weirdo and his cat just kind of wandered down the alley?
One is leaned against the stalactite. The one with the glow out in front of its face is standing there, its back partially towards you. And when the glow lightens up a third time, you actually feel like you should be able to see inside the hood of the one that's kind of partially facing your way, and the head turns towards you, and just for a second, kind of like the headlights in the woods as you're driving through the country play across a possum or a raccoon before it scuttles away, you get that two laser beams of reflected eyes, and then they go dark as the head turns back toward its interlocutor as they go back to doing whatever they're doing. And clearly it had to see you, and it doesn't react in any meaningful way.
Does is the glow like kind of like on a pattern? Is there an action that precedes it?
No, it kind of illuminates and then goes.
That's my first thought. Are they just having a cigarette? Like if that's what it is, and if they're playing with magic.
Roll intelligence for me.
I got that.
You got that, right?
Oh, yeah. I do have that. 21.
Yeah. Judging from as you kind of stare into the dim light, the two kind of cloaked figures, it occurs to you that the one that's not leaned against, the one whose back is partially towards you, is smoking a pipe. And every time he draws on it, and then you notice now, you see the flat top of the pipe kind of circular, and then you see the smoke, and you realize he's smoking a pipe, or she's smoking a pipe. Someone is smoking a pipe.
Gotta go over the rules of comprehend languages here, just in case. I guess I'm gonna walk. You said they're like 10 feet from me, and they don't seem to have like cared of my, or at least done anything about my sudden existence in their world.
No, they seem to be focused in on their conversation and whatever they're doing.
I'm gonna turn to like kind of gauge the party. Like, do we just walk up on them and introduce ourselves? What does everybody think about these smoking creatures?
We Which smoking creature? What's happening? As we are all single file in an alleyway.
Does it fan out at all, or like it's one wide and there's just
it's 3 one wide alleyways kind of come together, but where they converge, a group of 6 to 8 people could probably stand shoulder to shoulder. So the party could fit in there if you crammed on in.
All right, I'm gonna give like some space for everybody, so we're not like single file. That just seems dangerous for one. These creatures seem to be standing here. They do not seem to notice. I cannot see their faces, but they do not seem too concerned or threatened by us.
Well, they're just people having a chat in the alleyway, yes? We
It
could
could
probably...
be.
I mean, if we are looking for, the place to go, maybe they know where it is and we can just ask them. Although I don't know if you really want to be bothering them if they're just doing their own thing.
Is Delphi recognizing one of them?
Delphi, Al, you can tell he has tensed up just a bit. Like he would when he's around unfamiliar persons or animals.
The cat seems to be a little tense. I'm gonna put him down, just in case, and I guess let him go closer. And I mean, he's a cat, so if he's threatened, he's gonna, his back's gonna bristle. He's gonna hiss.
Right.
He'll be a general cat.
He stalks over like cats will do. He's not completely scrunched down, stalking like he's about to pounce on something, but he takes his time and goes over and kind of, stretches like he will when he sniffs. And as he gets to the feet of the one who's partially facing you, it bends down very quickly and picks him up and starts scratching him, kind of stroking Delphi's back. And you see Delphi do the cat thing where he rubs his top of his head on the chin of the individual who's holding him. You know how cats do that? I know I don't look much like a cat, but I'm trying. And it turns to face you.
Doing your best, theater.
Yeah.
Do it one more time. I'm not sure I got it.
It turns to face you.
Can we get another take real quick?
Yeah, no. It's all you get. It turns to face you and throws its hood back, and you see the most beautiful jet black feline head. I mean, jet black. Like there's a hole of blackness in the stalactite behind it from where its dark furred head that, you recognize the silhouette of the ears, and Delphi's up and arched because it's scratching right in front of his tail. And all you really get out of the face are this pair of very, very green, luminous eyes. And it nods. And then you see kind of the little smile, the bright white teeth. And the other turns around and pulls its hood back. And you see an absolutely stunning, stark white cat with piercing pink eyes. And it nods. Hello. Welcome to the bazaar. Way into the bazaar. And they kind of chuckle at each other. And the white cat taps his pipe out on the stalactite and steps out the coals. What brings you all the way back here? And the black one just keeps stroking Delphi very, very peacefully. Delphi seems to be quite pleased with things.
Greetings. We come seeking your master on a quest across space and time. We have urgent business that we need attended to immediately.
The white one looks at the black one, and these are, if anybody's seen Tabaxi, this is a pair of Tabaxi. The white one looks at the black one at the mention of master and space and time, and well,
What?
this is an interesting thing. Space and time, you say. But part of your tale doesn't ring true with me, for I have no master. But now you have my curiosity.
Are you Ayan?
No. Ion? No. And they look at each other and laugh. No. We are not Ion. I can assure you this.
Well, you can point us to Ayan.
Oh. Well, that depends on where he is. And you see the black one, those luminous eyes, start to look kind of back down the alleyway from where you came. It is hard to see where we are, but I don't know if Ion is here. He comes and goes.
Do you know the places that he usually is? We're so very sorry to be bothering you and everything. We've just kind of ended up a little twisted around.
It is no bother, the white kitty says.
Oh, thank you.
Pleased to meet you. And you say you search for Ion. You must have interesting business indeed if you look for Ion the Veer.
Some people would probably say so, yes.
Why would you believe that we have interesting business? I didn't catch your name.
The black tabaxi looks at you all. Oh, my apologies. I'm known as Afternoon Nap. And the white one looks over. And I am Spell of Rain.
Those are fantastic names.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh.
If you had to guess, the white one might be female. You know, tough to tell. Heavy, kind of cloaked. You're not getting a crisp definition of their figure or proportions. They're both about the same height. Probably close to 6 feet. But they're slender.
I haven't met a tabaxi before. I'd like to insight rather. I think they're totally full of crap with the names they gave me or not.
Sure.
Can I also roll insight more to look like their general demeanor? Are they?
Sure.
Is their friendliness sincere? That kind of thing.
Absolutely.
I have a 19.
19.
Yeah,
Fragile is as strange as it may seem, like Afternoon Nap and Spell of Rain. Yeah. They don't seem to be pitching you any shenanigans. They seem to be, they look you in the eye. They seem to be quite forthright. Rue, how did you do on your vibe check?
I got a 10.
Yeah, they seemed comfortable. If you were paying any attention, and I know you do, they didn't jump or seem startled when Delphi came up, nor did they seem startled when the party sort of materialized out of the dim alleyway.
Okay.
My name's Calavera. So nice to meet both of you.
Spell smiles at you. This is nice to meet you as well. That's a lovely name. And Afternoon Nap pulls out, reaches in his cloak. He's still holding Delphi. A lovely kitty you have here. And he reaches somewhere inside of his cloak and
he's my friend.
Feeds Delphi a little something, and then pulls out a looks like it's kind of rolled in paper, and he you see his fingertip kind of glow, and he puts it in his mouth and it lights, and so from across time and space, you say, in search of Ion. Must be a good story here. And Spell of Rain chuckles.
It is a tale that I worry could bring pain to those who hear it. That we seek the guidance of Ion to know how to deal with our problem.
They kind of look at each other and they cast kind of a knowing glance. And Spell of Rain comes over and picks up Delphi from Afternoon Nap. And they smile at each other, and the white kitty begins to kind of hold on to Delphi. Gives him a little treat. Well, she says, "Well, if you are concerned about something mystical or dangerous, Ayan is certainly the person in the Enclave you should confer with. He can be tricky to find. As I said, he comes and goes. But the bazaar is probably the best place to find him."
Well, are there any tricks to find someone this tricky? We have sort of a description of his stall being shaped like an onion.
Afternoon Nap sort of smiles and looks at you, and you notice these two are, while they're talking to you, they're very much looking you over closely. And Nap yawns, that big cat yawn where the bristly tongue kind of arcs out and the fangs, and he gives you one of those and shakes his head. Yes, the onion stall does belong to Ayan. Yes, you find it, you will find him.
Is there anything else that we should be on the lookout for that might help us find him? Anything at all?
No, look for the stall, and you will find
Okay.
the tiger.
Are there any places that it usually ends up?
Oh,
Like that he likes to set the stall up in, or
it's a strange thing because not only does he come and go, but the stall comes and goes as well. In fact, if you turn around and look behind you, you may not see things appearing as they had when you wandered back here.
I turn and look behind
Yeah, I
me?
turn around and look as well.
Yeah. The alleyway was kind of pointing northeast. You came southwest to get in here, and it's like it's cocked about 20 degrees more north. And a couple of the buildings don't quite look like they're leaning the same way that they did before.
Oliver just stops and looks around. He's like, Dagger Falls did not do this. This isn't a. Is this.
Oh,
No? Okay. Okay.
this is weird. Al?
Can I tell if there would be like an arcane sort of reason for this? Can I kind of piece something together?
You can certainly roll an Arcana check and see what the dice tell you. And while you're doing that, I want to thank my friend Sorrow's Tale for that sub. Thank you very much. That gets the party their 18th plus 2 they can add to a d20 roll.
Is 13 plus, that's an 18.
Okay. Best you can figure is you have no idea. But you definitely know that it's not quite aligned like it was. Like, it's not that everything's moved and it's totally different. It's just a little bit, the angle of the alley is a little bit different. You don't quite feel turned around, but something's not the same.
And Caliver will turn back to the two tabaxi.
They look at each other.
How does that happen?
It does. No, I don't really know, but it's interesting. You won't become lost here. No need to worry. But stalls come and go, and most of them are in the same place they're always in. If you return later this evening or tomorrow or next week, you'll find most of the stalls where they belong. But a few of them move about. I do not know why. I've only been here in the Enclave for 4 years, perhaps. And Nap looks at Spell, and Spell smiles and nods as she scritches Delphi, who's completely slipped into some form of kitty cat bliss. Al, this is nearly as happy as you've ever seen your familiar away from you. Happy kitty.
Is there a best way to find it, knowing that the directions could change along the way?
Oh, yes. It's a good question, she smiles. And she eases Delphi down. And Delphi walks back to you and hops up. And she pulls her pipe back out and packs it as she's talking to you. As Nap smiles and holds a finger out. She lights her pipe off of his finger. The best way to find it is to look for the dome above the single-story stalls. You'll see it in the skyline as such. You'll know it when you see it.
Okay, so it's high up.
It's
No one's really told us that. They just told us to look for the onion shape.
well, that's all you need to do. And if it were here, you'd see it.
Okay, thank you. That's very helpful.
Just a word of advice with Ayan. Just watch. Just keep your wits about you. Ayan is a tricksy one. He's of an infernal nature, so you must always seek your own best interest where your dealings with him are concerned, says Nap. And he gives you another big yawn as she takes a pull off the pipe and kind of, maybe for effect, maybe not, lets a little smoke just kind of swirl about her head, and he takes the pipe and takes a pull off of it.
Have you dealt with him directly yourselves?
We have shopped in his curio shop. Ayan's curiosities. Curios.
And has he pulled some kind of trick on you?
Oh, no. As I said, he's tricksy. And again, his infernal nature makes us all be on guard. But Ayan has been in and out of the Enclave for many years. Never trouble.
You said infernal nature?
Infernal, yes. They were very clear about that.
Really, in like a hyperbole sense, or like in the very literal sense?
Roll me insight.
Ooh, that's not too bad. 18.
18. You get the sense that they were being quite fundamentalist about using the word infernal. They literally meant infernal. It wasn't an adjective. It was a demographic descriptor.
Demon cat, got it. Cool. Awesome. All right.
Devil, actually.
All right. Very well. Thank you for your time. I suppose we should go and find Ion. I guess I'm just going to tell Delphi to do the same thing. He found these two cats. If they're relatively rare on the ground, even if we meet every cat in town, eventually we're going to find Ion.
Out of
Delphi's
curiosity,
good with them, so.
While we were going through there, Wiley, did we see any place that might support someone sort of overlooking the bazaar, like an elevated spot? Was it-
The only thing elevated above these, are there's, again, single and double story, 1 and 2 story dwellings, sort of ramshackly, random. There's this huge stalactite that you're up against that's at the kind of the southwest end of this bazaar. And it's very similar, although not quite as large as the one that you slept in last night that's attached to the Raven's Claw. But there are no, there's a sheer rock wall on the northeast side of the bazaar that goes up to the ceiling. And that rock wall is actually basically the back wall of this plateau. It's a very natural cavern wall, and it extends all the way up to the ceiling. The plateau is actually in the eastern end of this huge cavern that you've traversed to get here. So hopefully that kind of helps.
I was just thinking if we could overlook the entire bazaar, we might find a onion-shaped dome if it exceeds the height of the other
You're
side.
confident that one of you, I think, what did you get? 3 rooms in the Raven's Claw? One of your rooms overlooks faces eastward and overlooks much of the Enclave, and you're confident it probably overlooks the bazaar.
Cool.
I think Dalavera will wish the two goodbye and give them a friendly wave and smile, and she'll start heading back the way that we came to go back to the bazaar
Okay.
and look around.
They smile very pleasantly, and kind of nod.
Delphi.
Oh, Delphi is now the stream kitty.
Your cat's cosplay of my familiar is awesome.
That's great.
He's in the Feywild.
He is Elgernon now. Hand over your spell cards.
Yeah.
That mean I get to cast magic in real life?
Sure.
Yes, that's how
You
it
don't-
works.
You mean you don't own it?
You need spell cards.
So,
yes.
will you all be continuing your trip through the bazaar looking about?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, with particular interest in a place that would sell magical stuff for me and my spell book. This seems like a big enough town. Maybe.
Sure.
Oh, why did you think that maybe they were? What was that whole thing with them and their master? I am very confused about that, but I didn't want to say so in front of them.
That's I felt that they were just that if anything, a great and powerful man thing that we are seeking would be the top of his hierarchy, that his kind would know him, and that he would be in charge, or we would be seeking somebody else.
I think I am still confused, but they were very nice.
They were very nice, and they were very nice to Delphi.
Which is that would Delphi be part of the hierarchy then? Because Delphi is also like a cat.
He would be at the bottom. He would be an intern at best.
Is this how it works? If you're like a cat person, then there's a hierarchy with all the other people who are like cats.
I would imagine their society mimics everyone else's.
Is that how it works?
Unfortunately, yes, at times.
Olivera keeps walking.
That's enough doom scrolling for the day.
I can't believe you just went, oh, they're Tabaxi. They must know exactly who I'm talking about.
They seemed rare on the ground, so I mean, there's 5 of them in town. They probably know each other. If it was the whole town at Tabaxi, no, but if there's a few of them, yeah, probably. Small community. They all go out and howl on the fence together at night. Just listen to Brian Setzer. Cat strut.
That's speciesism.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I feel... something here's not adding up.
It's mostly a way to work around a Brian Setzer.
Linguini
It's so loud.
is very upset.
So I presume you all continue to mill about the bazaar. Is that
Yeah.
what I'm understanding here? Okay, very good.
I'm going to give Delphi a little range to kind of weave in and out of the people and not be carrying them anymore.
Yep. He sniffs about and looks around and all of that, but you just don't get that sense like you had when he homed in on the pair of tabaxi that were talking back there by the stalactite. And you spend a fair amount of time milling about, and you see all manner of people. You even see some half orcs. You see 2 goblins that have a little knife shop. I mean, you name it, it's there. Jewelry, clothing, supplies, foodstuffs, oddities. Several stalls claiming to have rare relics from within Black Claw. There's a tinkerer's shop with a couple of gnomes, just a little stall with little mechanisms and clockworks and gadgets and gadgets and things. And their signage is like Grindleroot Gadgets or Grindleroot Gadgetry. And the one vibe you get shop wise, Al, as you look about for a shop that may sell spell components and things of that nature, is probably Gold Smiles artifacts.
And there's what, like a sign or something kind of
Yeah.
denoting that it would be a magic shop,
Yeah,
sparkly or something.
absolutely.
I still have that. Okay, go ahead.
I was just going to say the sign has a the jeweler's loop, and it's gold, fixed on a gem, and that's what the signage to that shop is.
I still have the spell book that we found on that poor flayed man that time ago that I have not managed to use on myself. If everybody doesn't mind, I would love to go in this shop so that I may purchase the things that I need. Sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna duck inside real quick, and I basically need, by the math we worked out, 100 gold worth of materials.
Okay.
So, inks, quills, parchment, all the stuff I need to copy from one spellbook to another. 100 gold. In and out. Sorry, no RP.
Topic drip.
No problem. So you bounce in
real
there,
quick.
and it's dimly lit by candles. There are a couple of orbs of clear glass that have some kind of a lavender-colored light emanating from it. And you go up to the counter, and there's and it's a very low counter, thanks to the fact that this individual who's behind it, who appears to be the proprietor, is a 3.5 foot tall female Lightfoot halfling. Huge, just adorable smile. She's got kind of dark purplish hair and a top knot, and then it's very long down, longer than her behind. She's in like purple silken kind of a cowl and a sleeveless top over matching purple silken kind of pantaloons that get a little wider as they get down to her bare feet. She has a jeweler's loop in her right eye. Again, a little circlet of gold kind of holding her hair back, a couple earrings on each ear, leather, sort of a long bracer gauntlet that has extra thick like patching on the elbows. And then an apron, a leather apron that's belted across the front. And she steps up. Oh, hello. Good morning. I'm Jace Goldsmile. How may I help you?
Good morning. I'm Algernon Tatano, wizard extraordinaire.
Oh, lovely.
I come seeking materials to add to my repository of knowledge, my spell book. Do you sell such things?
Don't you all? Yes, very nice. Quaint, in fact. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. What do you have a list? You all have a list usually, right? It might just go quicker if you get me a list. And she steps around the edge of the counter and comes right up to you very comfortably, incredibly friendly, vibrant. She hasn't stopped smiling, and in fact, that's what leads you to see the gold tooth in her perfect array of dentistry.
Yes, I simply need some specialized inks, some parchment, and a few other basic necessities of just copying spells.
Ah, very well. Any interest in artifacts and relics from beyond the enclave here? She kind of smiles as she looks over your list. Looks back up at you.
Show me some of the more interesting things. I'm intrigued. I'm buying your sales pitch.
She rolled a really nice persuasion roll. And you just feel warm, fuzzy, and happy around this halfling. And she says, just one moment. let me just hand this list off, and I'll bring you a couple of items that I think might pique your interest, good wizard. Just a moment, please. And she steps back through just kind of a little hanging curtain in the back, and you hear a muffled conversation. And within a twinkling, she's right back out at your side. And she has like a velvet wrap, kind of a cloth. And she opens it up and lays it on the counter. And in it is this gold earring, and it's kind of a dangly. And it has, you recognize the stone in it right away as a beautiful jade stone. It's faceted, cut, set beautifully. And she kind of slides it across to you. This, and it has, if you look in the stone, she picks it up and holds it out so that you may take it from her. And it has an image cut into the face of this jade, a key across a shield, and she smiles at you and she says, "This item, if you wear it and meditate upon it for a time, maybe an hour or two, once a day, you can protect yourself magically." What's that spell called? Shield of Faith. But all you must say is, "Protect me" in Elven, and she says it to you. And it will activate once you've connected yourself, attuned yourself with it.
Can I tell if she's some kind of like practicer of the arcane as opposed to just like a shopkeep?
Sure. Again, she's dressed like a very neat, tidy, well-to-do, self-respecting merchant. Not overly fancy, but everything in the shop is neat, organized. There are ladders that go up the walls so that she might be able to get up and get something off a shelf. And you see spell components. A half-elf male came out and started to gather your items as she was showing you this relic. And everything just appears to be very much merchanty. She doesn't appear to have any of the odd idiosyncrasies, smugness, arrogance. I mean, not to stereotype wizards or anything like that. No sardonicalness that you might expect from someone well-versed in the arcane practices. I'll give you
this description. I don't like it.
I'll give you that much. She does have a beautifully jeweled pommel dagger at her hip that you've seen as her apron moves and so forth. She moves very dexterously, like she's in and, when she went to the back, she was back before you were like, "Whoa, there you are." Silent movement.
Lightfoot indeed.
Yeah.
It is very nice. If anybody came into the shop with me, I'd kind of show it around, see if anybody was interested in it. What else might you have? I'm trying to think if anybody needs it.
What?
Just let's see some of your other things. How did you come by these? Did you find them? Have you enchanted them yourself?
She gets a big grin on her face. "Oh, my friend, I'm no enchantress. No, I'm more of an adventurer, you'd say. I've found some of these. I've purchased some of these. I've traded for some of these, but I can assure you I've enchanted none of them." And she's just got this incredibly endearing sparkle in her eye, $1 million gold tooth smile. Incredibly charming. You just picture this adorable halfling young lady, like 17 charisma. So not only is she a pretty thing, she's very, very articulate, kind and sweet. It's just oozing. Can't overstate it.
Uh, uh, I thank you for your time, and your items are very nice. But me and my associates are here on somewhat urgent business.
Oh,
Perhaps do you know where we may find Ion?
her eyes get really big and her face lights up. Well, that is the mystery of the day, isn't it? No, I don't. If he's not where he should be, then I don't know where he is. He's somewhere else, probably at home or wherever that is. I mean, he's here. He lives here, but he's not always here, if you take my meaning.
We have been told an onion-shaped stall.
Oh, yes.
And now you mention his home.
Yes, yes.
Do you know where his home is?
It's his stall. We've adventured together a bit, and he deals in things I'd prefer not to deal in. He also sells curiosities and relics and things of the deep, deep secrets and crags of the mountain. But there's some things I'd rather not handle. He's more suited to dealing with. But I will say he drives a hard bargain, so don't be afraid to press your point.
Understood. I thank you. I feel like we must be going, attending to our business. You have a lovely shop. I appreciate the items. I believe I owe you about 100 gold. Yes.
105 to be exact.
Of course. I'm gonna give her 110. For being polite and I guess showing me Midwestern Grindle route hospitality.
She grins and kind of pats your arm. Well, I hope to see you again, and perhaps around the enclave. It's not that big, so if you're here for any period of time, I'm sure I will. Have you?
Again, I thank you.
Have you met Baylor yet? She kind of crinkles her nose at you. Just one last little skosh of adorableness. Have you met Balon, the beardless?
No, we were taught to seek him out this morning from the barmaid.
Okay, that would be a wise move on your part. He's sort of, I mean, no one runs the place, but he's been here the longest, and he's sort of the elder. She kind of sighs and rolls her eyes a little bit, But he might be able to help you put a finger on Ion.
He will help us. He might be helpful in locating Ion.
Yeah, if anyone would know, he would.
All right. Very well. Thank you. Thank you very much. We shall be going.
Yes, of course.
And then, I'm going to head out. Tell everybody. This is the second person who told us that we need to find this dwarf. That everybody seems to allude to finding him will help us find Ion.
Well, I don't know if they said that he would help us. They just told us we should go see him. Not
The lady inside said that he would be helpful in finding him.
Then I guess we go find him. I would like to just kind of glance to make sure that Algernon does still have the not at all cursed box. Just make sure that we still got it with us and it hasn't disappeared at all.
Nope, still got it.
Oh, Al, did you want to check to make sure you still have that?
Why do I not have it?
You do. You do.
Okay.
I just thought I'd ask since you just
check.
left the halfling shop, rather innocently, assuming all was well.
Yeah, I didn't just leave it on the counter.
Just want to check that we're walking around and nothing suspicious is going on.
Yeah.
I assumed the tabaxi would have picked his pocket by now.
Any number of folks may
Don't
have.
be speciesist.
Speciesist.
I'm a walking robot. I can't be speciesist. Meat bags.
And
All
the
right.
barmaid gave us like a description or a location on the dwarf, yeah?
Yeah, she suggested you would find Balon the Beardless at the Dragon's Fangs. And if you recall, the Dragon's Fangs was pretty close to across the street. It's beside the stack of books looking library place, just south of that, across from the Lucky Loot.
I say we at least go talk to the dwarf. Maybe he can help us before we just go chasing around a cat who supposedly may be there or may not be there, and that is the best answer we get out of people as to where he is.
All right, then let's go ask him and see if he has answers.
It kind of sounds like most cats, to be honest.
Guess we'll go
Yeah.
check out the other person. Sounds like the DM wants us to go look for the other person first.
Yeah,
Maybe.
sounds like everybody said
Let's go
Baylor's
meet this
name.
Yeah, let's go meet this beard in the storm.
Okay.
Weird. You guys, do you get
So-
that feeling?
So you all...
Everybody knows him.
it's weird how all the buildings close in and point you in the direction of the Dragon's Fang. Yeah. So you make your way
Immediately
out
walk
of...
the other way.
out of Ever Shady Bazaar. Everyone kind of checking their pockets, just, making sure everything's there. Not to throw shadow on any rogues or anything, but, Yeah. So you head back northwest along the cobble pathway, and again, it's wide enough that 2 or 3 of you could walk abreast. You get to that intersection, and you veer left and head back toward the Raven's Claw, passing by that huge stalactite. The library is on your left now. And you circle around another one of these bizarre-looking, it looks like stone or rock, this black, jet black obsidian spire that looks to have just burst forth from the floor of the promontory that you're on. And there's a little cobblestone pathway that leads up to 3 interlocked, round-walled, 3-story buildings. And there's a wall that kind of comes out. Beside these 3 buildings are 2 of those huge stalactites. The one to the northeast is the one that you were just on the other side of, speaking with the tabaxi. And then there's one on the southwest. And there's a wall coming from each of those, and it comes out and across, and in the center of that wall is an opening. And there's a pair of those black spires that jut up and out of the ground right in front of the first round 3-storied building. And connected to that, kind of hanging almost as a covering above the entryway to this round building, is this huge armored carapace that hangs above this thing. It stretches almost all the way out to the gate. It's huge. It almost looks like a shark with legs or something, like the shell of this great monstrosity. And you come to the entryway, and sitting under that, actually in a chair with a table, a mug, a stoneware mug of, you would assume to be coffee, is a curious-looking, hardy-looking fellow. Takes a sip of his coffee. No hair, no beard. Very clearly a male hill dwarf. He has this ornate, beautifully carved staff, kind of leaned against his chair. It has this visage of a bearded dwarf at its head. And he leans forward and gets close to the staff, and he looks at it, and he looks at you. Hey, good morning. Welcome. I'm Balon. What brings you to the Enclave? And he stands up and kind of cricks his back. And he leans on his staff and walks up. Dark eyes. Very clearly a hill dwarf, but the strange thing about this guy, no beard, no hair, and his skin appears to have some scarring or some, he looks like he's been around a long, long time, but there is some kind of strange kind of scarring and pocking, and he looks you all over.
Well, we're looking for a character named Ion.
And if there were an eyebrow there, it would have raised, but you could tell it's still, it kind of gives you the hairy eyeball, but no hair. Ion the Fair, eh? Not in the bazaar today, I take it? Assuming you've been there. And he looks at the sack that Algernon has. I'm assuming you maybe tied it to your belt or you're holding it. It's very clearly has the embroidered jeweler's loop on it. I see you've been to Jace's place. No sign of Ion, eh?
She was kind enough to point us in this direction as well as a few others. Our best attempt to find Ion has been greeted with, he may be there, he may be not. And everybody else said that you would be the person to help us locate him or at least have a better idea of where he is.
Looks around. He kind of looks off in the direction of the bazaar, which is kind of odd because he's got this 10-foot wall and this huge stalactite. So all he can see is the library over the wall. He can't see the bazaar, but he looks in that direction as if he's looking. Well, yeah, if he's not there, well, he's not there. Come in. Enjoy a bit of coffee or what have you, a snack. Come in, yes. And he turns and walks into the Dragon's Claw.
I guess, follow him inside?
Yeah. Yeah, so you go in, and it feels, it's a big round building. It feels, this ground floor, it seems like a common space. There are some tables for sitting. There's a hearth with a fire going. There's a couple of doors that go into a wall at the back end. There's a stairway leading upward on one side. And there are seats aplenty. And he comes in and plops down. Please have a seat. Tell me your tale. And you see that it looks like kind of a meeting hall. You see kind of like a trophy room of a hunter with various taxidermied heads of God knows what awful looking things. Yeah. And he sits down and awaits your arrival at kind of a long wooden table.
How is it that everybody keeps pointing us to you as to how you may find Ion where others may not?
Well, please have a seat. And he leans back and yells something in some language, and out pops a rather large orc, full set of fangs, wearing what looks to be what you would expect maybe an innkeeper, someone behind the bar to have on. Oh yes, Balan. What can I get for you and your friends here? And he steps up and kind of gives you this. It would be a toothy smile, but for the fact that half the teeth are gone, but the tusks. Would you like something to drink? Or it's not really quite mealtime, but I could wrestle up some scones or some such.
Nothing for me, thank you.
Calaver ends up taking a seat. If it isn't too much problem, maybe something warm would be nice. It's warm, please.
Yes, of course. Was there coffee, tea? Does anybody like things in their coffee or tea?
Honey.
Sweet tea with honey.
Oh, very well. Yes, good.
Just some sort of warm tea would be lovely. Thank you so much.
Okay. Anyone else?
Some tea with honey would be fabulous.
And he's kind of walking around, sizing you all up. And this guy's got to be like 7'6", man. He's big. Not a weapon on him. Just, again, dressed like a barkeep or innkeeper, excuse me. And he seems to be kind of writing down what you're saying. And he walks over and he looks right at Gears and he leans right into Gears. Oh, you're a curious one. What will you have?
Thank you.
All right, then. One thank you coming up. I see what I did there. Yeah. Nothing for metal, man. And he kind of just walks around and gets everybody's order. And Balon just... We're working on him. Gundar's new here, but seems to be working out all right. And the orc
He's very nice, yes.
steps off to fulfill your beverage orders. So, what you come to the Enclave looking for Ion? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, if he's not here, if the stall is not here, then he's, not here, but he'll be around. He comes and goes. He lives somewhere. We don't see him much unless he's in his stall. Occasionally he'll be in here on some business, or maybe at Jace's stall, but and he kind of strokes where his beard would be. And then he leans down, and you would swear he just said something to that staff. He kind of looks back at you guys. Yeah. You'd swear he just said something to it. But you can't be sure. And Gundar comes back out. Oh, here's your tea and coffee. And your thank you. And he smiles at Gears. And kind of bows to Balon, and Balon pats him on the... kind of right above his hind end, and whisks him on his way.
Hey, Gears, smile back.
Gears, you don't have to smile if you don't want to.
You realize that Gears is anatomically incapable of smiling.
That's what I was thinking. I've never seen him smile.
You have to work on that. Ronvin, can you fix that?
He said the thing that needs fixed. He is just the way he is.
I don't think there's anything we need to fix. He doesn't want to smile, he doesn't smile.
But it'd be so nice to see him smile.
Have you tried asking him?
It
Since
might
you can see
also
his
be
face?
creepy if it's false.
So, Balon regards all of you. I won't worry about what your business is with Ion. Your business is your business, but I would, on behalf of the Enclave, like to welcome you all here. And if you stick around long enough, you'll find him. He, as we said, he comes and goes. I have a suspicion. I don't know. So you've never met Ion, I take it.
No.
He's...
You've heard descriptions?
Oh, well, do tell. What have you heard? He kind of leans back and drinks his coffee.
Looks like a tiger, wears very fancy, flashy clothing. A lot of people have mentioned the onion, or the onion shape.
Yep.
And tricky? A lot of tricky.
He kind of laughs, scratches his belly. Oh, yeah, tricky's a good word.
And one person said infernal, I think.
Right where his eyebrow would have been shoots up again. He kind of looks at you all, and it's like he's gauging your reaction to the word infernal to see if anyone reacts when Calavera says that.
There's nothing from Calavera. There's nothing from Calavera. There's no reaction. She just seems confused.
Well, I have an opinion. Like most things, I have an opinion about everything. But what do you think of the place, by the way? And it looks like a kind of a game room, a man cave. You see, various monster heads, things that one would find, deep in the Underdark that have been taken down. Built it myself. I live here. A few of our friends have apartments up above and back, but pretty sweet, huh? The old man here, and he kind of thumbs toward his cane, his staff, beautiful carved wooden staff. The old man here helped me with some of the ideas, and yeah, we live here together. But at any rate, your description of Ion is dead on the nose. Have any of you ever... He's a unique individual here, in a place full of unique individuals, but he's particularly unique in that he is Rakshasa. Anyone familiar with The rare Tigermen. Yes. And it is.
Tales of a Rakshasa?
Al probably has heard legends. But, yeah, I know Calavera has not. What's that, Al?
Nothing.
Like read about him or something
Yeah.
in his studies.
Yeah. And so he sets his own way. And my suspicion, Rakshasa are a tricksy bunch. But, he's been in and out of the Enclave for many years. And we've never had any issue or ever gotten anything other than reasonable dealings and fairness. But it's a widely held belief that he has dealings with the hells below. And so he comes and goes. But if you're here long enough, you'll see the Onion Dome and you'll find him. I wish.
What sort of tricks does he do, if not the kind that cause problems?
Well, he likes to make deals, and if you don't look out for your own best interest, you may come away from one of those deals feeling less than pleased. Like, that gnawing feeling when you know you could have sold something for more than you did. He kind of drinks his coffee and leans over and says something to the staff. No one's ever died at his hand that I'm aware of here, and he's never really cheated anyone, but he's always looking out for his own best interest. Let's put it that way.
Fair enough.
And as you're all talking, in the front door opens, and through that front door walks a rather tall, slender, dark-skinned elven person. Kind of a shock of white hair back, jet black, almost a purplish cast to his skin. The typical almond-shaped elvish eyes, pointed ears, wearing very plain but beautifully crafted robes, rather dark. And this fellow just kind of glides into the room and looks at all of you and kind of regards you coldly and looks at Balon, and Balon stands. Ardolvin, good to see you. Good to see you. I have the information you were looking for. And Balon turns on his heel and goes back through the doors that the orc came in and out of and comes back with a small thin packet of papers and hands it to the dark elf. All the while, and Balon's only gone for a moment or two, and all the while, this fellow just stands and kind of looks at you all like he's judging you. Doesn't say a word. Kind of scowls a little bit as he looks rather impatiently, waiting for Balon to come back, who again is only gone for a moment or two. And he nods, "Thank you very much," and turns and walks out. And Balon sits back down. Sorry about that. I had our Dulvin was waiting on some information, and so we have it. And anyway, so you were saying you have business with Ion. How long do you think you will be in the Enclave?
As long as it takes to meet him, I suppose. I'm not sure if we have any exact plans. And Calavera looks at the others. Time
As
to
long
meet
as
him.
it takes to conclude our business.
Yeah, to meet him to our business. We are also considering a little bit of trading around.
Oh, he kind of sits forward.
Oh, and she'll like nudge at Rue.
Yeah, Rue will pipe up. Yes, we're from a land far away from here, and our Lord has asked us to look into the potential of making some kind of a trade arrangement with the Delvers Enclave and uh, some of the incredible artifacts and things that you have here.
Ah, so our reputation precedes us then. And he kind of smiles, and you see his eyes kind of glitter when you talk about trade and lords and faraway lands. And well, we are all about exploring and adventure and relics and treasure and things. And there's so much here in the mountain that has gone unexplored over the eons. While we do sit atop the rich history of Shadowreach, the Deep Delvers has only been here for less than a century. And so there's so much to be discovered, and as such, there will be much to be traded and much gain to be made. And he kind of smiles. So perhaps this is something we could talk about while you wait for Ion, or perhaps once you conclude your business.
Certainly, and we have supplies with us from Dagger Falls as well that you might find of interest.
And he kind of cocks his head when you say Dagger Falls, as if he's like going back through, searching his memory banks. And he kind of leans back and he lights a pipe. And he gets real quiet. And
I've
as
heard of it.
I can't say that I have. I've been around a long time, and I've been many places on Mystara, but I can't say I've ever heard of Dagger Falls. And as he says that, you hear this thunderous crash sound of grinding and grating rock, followed by the barking of dogs, the yowling and hissing of a cat or two. Delphi stands up on your lap, the hair on his back, the tail, and you hear yelling and screaming outside. And Balon knocks his coffee over, stands up, grabs his staff, and surprisingly dexterously, as you all are probably coming to your feet, he is headed out the front door. And with that, we're going to stop for a 5-minute stretchy stretch. Does that sound okay? Yeah, let's do a quick 5-minute stretch. Refresh the beverage. And friends out there watching, please don't go away because we like it when you're here. So we'll see you back. It's 9:08, so 9:13-ish. We'll see you shortly. We're just going to stretch them out. All right, we are back, refreshed, stretched, and all that happiness happening. So, back to the game. As the party was just kind of hanging out with Balon, there was this huge rumble, crash, the sound of rocks grating and grinding, dogs baying and barking, people yelling, and Balon makes a just dash out the front door. And you literally feel this kind of vibration rumble inside the dragon's fangs. What do you do?
Follow Balon out.
Yeah, follow him out.
Okay,
Yeah.
you can be allowed to do that. Okay, so he dashes and he's already
If
through the
that's what you
gate.
guys want.
And as you look to the north, the front of this building faces northwest. This is not gridded out by any stretch. Everything's just kind of where it is. And just beyond the Raven's Claw, the big stalactite, just beyond that, probably up near that intersection, you see this plume of dust or smoke or something that's risen into the air, and there are dogs running this way. And in the distance, you see a bunch of small humanoids running toward you all. A bunch of them. And as they get closer, and people are yelling and calling people to arms and all such, and you see these little humanoids, they get closer. Their skin seems to be kind of torn and rotted. Their eyes are like blank and dark and dead. And as you get close and out into the street, and almost to engage them, you smell this just fetid, acrid, nasty decay. And from up the road a piece, you hear clear like a clarion call on the once quiet air of this cavern. Somebody yells, "Gnome zombies!" I'm going to ask you all to please roll initiative as a number of these creatures approach you and Balon.
Zombies.
Ugh. 14.
22.
Oops. Okay. 25 to 20. 22, Ronvin, was that what I heard?
Yes.
Okay. 20 to 15.
Right.
Hopefully.
Ronbin, take a nap. Everybody else.
15 to 10.
12 for gears.
14 for who, Rue?
Algernon.
Oh, I'm sorry.
12 for gears.
10 for Rue.
And for Fragile.
Ten to 5.
Page is like a 1.
5 to 0.
I got a 4. This,
Okay.
once again, my
So-
is intact.
That was awesome. So there's these, 3 to 4 foot tall, raggedy looking, kind of coming at you all, with teeth, gross, teeth bared and claws, and you see them coming out of this, right where the intersection of those cobblestones was, just issuing forth out of this hole that's open, like a sinkhole that's opened up in the ground, and people are running over there, and you hear battle is joined. And Ronvin, you're the first one out there. You actually kind of dash past Balon and out, and you are able to engage one if you'd like. You are our first combatant.
Right. So she sees one. How far away from her?
You can run right up to it. They're probably about 20 feet off at the time we roll initiative. So using your movement, you could close. And there's got to be at least a dozen coming at you guys.
Oh, no. That's a lot.
All right.
I'm
So,
thinking.
I am thinking that in this moment, Ronwin would probably panic. Because, yes, we fought before, but we haven't fought like this before. and what you guys are seeing is that she's kind of there's like it looks like she got cracks coming up on her face, and they're like glowing, and she's gets an extra set of eyes right over here, and there's whoosh two big luminous wings are coming out of her back, and she's transforming. Um, and the first thing she is gonna do is use her lightning launcher and try and shoot the one in front of her.
Okay. Nice. Like it. Gadgetry unleashed.
Okay, so that is a 24.
That'll hit.
That will hit. All right.
And they're just kind of running as a mass towards you. You know, they see people, they run toward them.
Okay. All right, now I gotta do some math. All right, so it is 6 damage, but I get 4 radiant damage from the radiant soul, and the lightning does an extra d6 of lightning damage because this is not complicated enough. So it's actually 2d6 plus 3 plus 4.
Okay. So 2d6 plus 7.
Yes.
Pretty awesome.
Because math in my brain. All right, 2d6. Roll. Okay, so that is 17.
Wow. Yeah, so you take one off its feet, and it's kind of trying to get up and it crawling. It's not dead, but man, you hammered it. That was pretty exciting.
And she's kind of like looking at the wings. She's like, who? What's going on? But hey, this is cool.
Nice. Yeah, and they're just kind of, doing the zombie walk, tattered, this and that. Okay. Ronvin, you're good. Al, you are up next. You're about 20 feet from the wall of zombies coming at you all as the party rushes out through the gate into the main walkway.
And one Ronvin hit is not dead, right?
No, but she took it off its feet, and it's looking really bad.
Okay. I'm going to cast Magic Missile at 3 of them. I guess the one Ronvin hit, and then
2 others?
2 others, I guess, closest to us.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, they're
to
just kind of
us.
coming at you in a mob of zombies. Okay.
The first one's going to take 4 damage.
Okay.
That if that's the one that Ron already hit.
Yes.
That's great.
Yep.
Second one will take 2 damage, and the third one will take 3 damage.
Okay. So just describe how this first one ends as you blast it with the magic missile.
It's basically just going to hit it almost like a punch in the chest because it is force damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's force damage. So it literally like a physical, brutal blow to the square in the chest.
Okay. Yeah, and it just goes down.
Crushing ribs, knocking, gasp of wind.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, it was like trying to get up, and you just hammered it, and it is down. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn? Ronvin is up with them. You're about 20 feet or so behind her. Okay. Very good. You see Balon and hear Balon with a roar as he runs past you, and he's brandishing. And you just hear him yell, "Come on, old man, we got work to do." And he runs up there, and he takes a serious swing at one of the zombies that you hit. And he connects with this wooden staff of his. Let's see. And the staff almost seems to kind of glow a little bit. Excuse me. And he wallops this thing pretty hard. And then he swings again. And again. Wallops this thing. And he knocks its one of its arms off and takes it off its feet and almost has it do a cartwheel. He hit it so hard and it's down. And you just hear him laughing like, ah! As he brandishes his staff. Gears, you're up.
All right. Going to be using the glaive. And I will take a poke at the nearest midget zombie.
Yeah, so the gnome zombies are out there. You can go about 20 feet and be right there with Balon and Ronvin. And as you get close, doing a quick count, you realize there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 left. 2 are down. 1 is mildly injured.
What? Mildly injured. Oh, dear. It's times like this that I wish I had a maul. Just tee him up and it'd be like golf swing. Let's see. Would a 24 hit?
Sure would.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are basically unarmored, so it's just, AC 8 attacking flesh.
Okay, and we're talking 13 damage.
Okay. Yeah, so you open up a big gash, and this just ichor and maggots and grossness comes out across the chest of this little guy.
Yuck. And that's it.
Okay. Rue.
All right. I'm going to run around and try to get into a flanking position around on the other side of the ones that are in melee.
Yeah, you would have no problem
My
doing that.
friends.
It's a throng, so you could easily flank one of these guys.
Yeah.
Because you have 3 allies right there.
Yep. And I got the short swords out. And I'm just going to slash at one with advantage.
Yep.
Oh, well, I don't know if a 25 is going to hit.
Barely, yeah.
Yeah, just hits.
What up, T2?
Are you hitting an uninjured one? Because Gears hammered one of the last one that Al had hit with a magic missile.
Yeah, I'll hit an uninjured one.
Okay.
So that is just double check my. That is 16 points of damage on that one.
Nice. Yeah, so you open
Sneak
up
attack.
a big gash. Very nice.
Is it still up?
Yep. It's looking rough. I mean,
Okay.
it's looking rough, but
Bonus.
it's still up.
Okay. Bonus offhand strike. That's 21 to hit
Yep.
for another 6 points of damage.
Okay, it goes down. Zombie 4 has died. And these things are like groaning, and you can see beyond where you are. There's combat. There's all kind of people. You even see the 2 tabaxi. They don't use weapons. They're just bitch slapping these things. But you see a number of the Enclave residents going hard at it. You also see the elf that you rescued from the phase spiders, and some of his militia friends have come to the aid of this situation. So the Enclave is definitely fully armed and defending itself, and so far so good.
And it's all known zombies. That's it.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Fragile, you are next.
Fragilia's going to charge in. She's not going to, you DM can randomly pick one.
Okay.
I don't think she's going to ascertain who's got the most damage because they all need to be dead. Or, again.
Re-dead?
Re-dead? Fully dead?
So she's using her bonus action first to hex one of them that's right in front of her.
Okay.
And then she has a 15 to hit it with her green flame blade.
Yeah, yeah, that'll hit.
She would like to have one that's got another one within 5 feet of it.
Yeah, no problem.
That would be the only tactical thing she would do.
Yep.
And she's going to do. Oh, I don't think I can roll a die 12 for damage. There we go. She's going to do 8 points of uh, piercing damage to the main one, and then with her green flame blade, she will do 4 points of fire damage to one of the ones next to her.
Okay, so you're hitting two unharmed ones.
Well, whatever you put me at.
Okay.
She's just charging in.
Okay, so 8 and 4. A 5 doesn't hit. The one right beside you rolled a 6. Gears, there's one on you. Does a 15 hit?
No, it does not.
The one beside it, how about a 19?
19 does hit.
Okay, so he just raises both arms and tries to slam, down on your shoulders. And you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's reduced to 1 because of my heavy armor proficiency.
Nice. Okay. 2 of them are coming at Ronvin. Does an 11 hit Ronvin? No? How about a 21?
Nope. Yes.
Okay, so the other one hits, and again, same thing, 4 points of bludgeoning. Just trying to... Bam.
I will want to use my reaction and cast Shield.
Okay.
So that will gives me a +5 to AC.
Right. Causing him to miss.
Including against the triggering.
Nice. Yep. Okay.
Okay, so it's until the start of my next turn. So
Gotcha.
soon.
Very good. 2 of them get on Balon. It's a miss. And a miss. Goodness. 3 of them are ambling in the direction of... I got Rue in there, don't I? So 2 of them are going to go after Rue, and then one is going to, kind of amble toward Calavera, who's still yet to go, who's still 20 feet away. Rue does not rolling good. These 2 dice can go away. I'm guessing a 9 and a 7 probably miss you. Okay.
Yeah, they miss.
Calavera, you are up. You're about 20 feet away. You're the last of the party to act. You just saw your friends just wade in and start hacking at zombies and so forth.
Yeah, I think upon seeing undead again, like Calavera's just kind of stuck, like standing there staring, and she doesn't really like snap in like out of this until she sees like everyone else just like move past her into the fight, and that kind of like snaps her out of it. And she reaches down, lays like a hand like on her holy symbol, like holding it like for like comfort or support, as she starts walking forward. And like her eyes are darting from like zombie to zombie, like taking each one in, and she's kind of just quietly says, "This is not how you were supposed to be. I think you all need to return back to the dirt again." And as she's going to walk in closer to as central as she can get to everything, even if that takes her into melee with one of them.
Mhm.
And once she's in there, she's going to channel divinity, turn undead.
Nice.
Each undead that can see or hear me within 30 feet has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Nice. That is a
DC 13.
bunch of wisdom saving
Have
throws.
fun rolling dice.
So I got
It
1, 2,
is.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them. 3 are down. So zombie number, and you said DC 13?
13. Some
13.
of those will be under, probably.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hopefully.
Zombie 3
How wise are
fails.
zombies?
So let me put a T. Zombie 5 passes. Zombie 6 fails. Zombie 7 fails. Man, I'm rolling exceptionally well. Zombie 8 fails. Zombie 9 fails. Okay, you're fired. Zombie 10
You're
fails.
running out of dice.
No,
bro.
no. We like that die. Keep it.
There we go. Zombie 11 is fine. Zombie 12 fails. 13 failed. My God. Out of all of that, 3 saved. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zombies are turned from you. And so they're going to be basically trying to get away from you.
Nice job.
They're going to head.
And Calavera just stands there and just like is like looking at each of them in turn.
Nice.
That's what I got.
So I do believe they have to spend their turn moving away from you. Okay, so when we get back to their
they
turn,
must spend their turn moving as far as they cannot willingly move into a space within 30 feet of me.
right?
Cannot take reactions, can only dash action away. This breaks after... When does this break again? I think is it once it takes damage or after a minute?
If it takes damage or a minute, that's correct. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so gears, both of yours have turned, or you can see them begin to turn. Obviously, it's not their turn, but your 2 will be turned. I'm telling you this because obviously, if you damage them, they're going to not turn anymore. Fragile, one of your 2 will turn. Ronvin, yours will turn. One of the dwarves will turn. Rue, both of yours will turn. And the remaining one that would be on Calavera is turned. We are back to the top of the order with Ronvin.
Can we tell, Wiley, the ones that have turned, are they like what direction are they starting to
They were
move? Are
coming
they heading
towards
out of the
you.
enclave or deeper?
They were coming towards you from the
I know
center of
they're
the
going away from
enclave.
Calavera.
Yeah, they're going to go right back the way they came. So when it comes to their turn, all the turned zombies are going to provoke attacks of opportunity because they're going to turn and leave. As it stands, you can tell which ones are turned because they all look at Calavera and their eyes kind of get really wide and they start to turn in the other direction, and that's all you're going to get because it's not their turn. Does that make sense? But based on anybody that knows what Calavera did, like Calavera, they are going to go back in the direction they came. Make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Ronvin, you're up. Top of the order.
Okay. So the 3 of the ones who are not going to turn away, do I have a clear shot at any of them?
They're all, you could move easily in there to get them. There's one on Fragile, there's one on the dwarf, and there's, that's it. There's only 2 that are not turned. 1, 2. Is that right? Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So I'm gonna it's like the lightning launcher has like the 90 feet, 90 to 300 feet, whatever, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna put myself in a position that I can shoot the one in front of Fragile,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use my lightning launcher. You said that was 2d6 plus 7, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's a 14. So she's gonna aim with her little thing. She's still got the big wings. Her double set of eyes is glowing, and she's just like, "This is so cool." And she aims at them, and she goes,
Nice. So you hit, no problem.
"Pew
So go ahead and
pew."
roll your damage. This is the one that Fragile had struck with her sword.
All right. So that's a 14.
That hits. Oh, that's your damage. Yeah, roll your damage. 14 damage total. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it expires. So if you want to describe what happens when this lightning kills it, by all means.
Yeah. I'm thinking what happens is that lightning is gonna hit that gnome, and that gnome is going to be like, and then it gonna goes and kind of exploding into dust and gore.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
just poof in all kinds of directions.
Perfect.
Sorry, Fragile. Might get dirty.
All good.
And actually, there were 3 that were not turned. There was one that would have been in melee with Calavera that hasn't been turned. Anything else, Ronvin?
Take care of that right now.
No.
Okay,
No.
Al, you're up. And Al, you kind of hung back, correct?
Yeah, I didn't. As the second I got outside of the establishment and wherever I basically stopped and we rolled initiative is where I've been the whole time. I haven't advanced or moved anything.
That's what I thought. So you're about 20 feet off.
I'm gonna cast magic missile again at the one. There's one in front of Calavera that has not turned. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna hit the one in front of Calavera with all 3 of the beams just to make sure I can put it down so it doesn't get to her. Uh, 3 damage, 2 damage, so 5, 7 damage total.
Okay, yeah, so your 3 bolts blast into it, and it's still up. Anything else you'd like to do?
Oh.
Okay.
No, sir. I'm going to slunk away disappointed.
Nice. Balon has 2 of them in front of him. I'm going to have him roll perception at advantage to see if he can kind of figure out what's going on here. Oh, yeah. So he takes his staff and he pounds on the one in front of him that's not turned. And barely hits.
Barely Balon.
And then he swings again. Barely hitting again. Man, I'll tell you, my die rolls tonight are poop. And he puts a couple dents in it, but it's still up. Gears, it is your turn. You have 2 turned gnome zombies on you. Balon is not far from you fighting one. He just beat on it twice. And then there's one in front of Calavera that's not turned.
Gears will move toward the one that's in front of Calavera and eviscerate it with his glaive, with their glaive. It's dirty 20 to hit.
Yep.
And a big 13 damage again.
Okay, what does it look like when you end this thing?
It's just a wide arc swing, and it takes it off at the head, at the neck, and sends the head soaring over the crowd.
Nice. Yeah, so it goes down, falls down headless, right in front of you, Calavera. Anything else, Gears?
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
Okay, Rue, you're up. You have 2 zombies on you that are turned. You know, they've snapped their heads and looked at Calavera, and they get this look of horror on their face. And they appear to be afraid of her.
I'm going to... Rue's head definitely snaps over toward Calavera, but he sees the Gears took care of that one. And so The one that is with Balon, is that also in like melee range of me? Or can I attack that while staying in melee of the other two? You, you needed.
Okay. Jeez. You're not going to provoke an attack of opportunity there. They are focused on leaving. So you can easily move over there and take a hack at Balon's.
I'm more interested in making sure that they still provoke an attack of opportunity from me.
Okay. I mean, you guys are surrounded by zombies.
So if I can stay.
So you'll have your opportunity attack.
Anyway, all right. So cool. So I'm gonna try to flank the one that is fighting with Balon then. That is a 24 to hit.
Yep.
For 10 points of damage.
All right, give me a good description of what you do to this thing when you kill it.
I think that Rue is kind of ducking and dodging around the two that are attacking him, but he finds a moment where he can just swing back with his short sword and catch that one right in the side of the neck.
Nice. Falls in a heap. For Julie, you are up.
Then for my bonus attack.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about that.
The other, you know what? I'm just gonna stab one of the ones in front of me.
Okay.
That is a 24 to hit.
That hits.
For 5 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, and his focus on Calavera immediately, like he kind of snaps back and hisses at you and spits as you stab it, and it is unturned.
Yeah.
Okay. For Julie, it's your turn. There are 8 zombies remaining. One appears to be engaged in melee with Rue. The other, you know enough about this situation. You saw what Calavera did. You heard her speak. You know that they are all turned except for the one that Rue just stabbed.
Okay, so there's one still on me from before that I hit with the fire damage, right?
And that one is turned.
Right, but it's still there.
Well, and one I killed right by Fragile, right?
Yeah, that's gone.
Yeah, that's the one that I had hex. That one's dead, but the other one's still there, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna kill that. I'm gonna hit that one. It's a 17, which is a hit
Oh, yeah.
for. That would be a whopping 5 points of damage. 6 points of damage.
Okay, it is still there, and it too snaps away from its almost like transfixion on Calavera and looks back at you and snarls.
Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. It's up to the zombies. So let me do this. I'm going to hit the 2 that are not turned. I'm going to give them their attacks, and then we'll get to the turned guys. Oh, the hazard of 3 monitor screens. I can't find my cursor. There it is. All right, Zambi on Rue. Does a 22 hit you?
Yes.
That is 3 bludgeoning as he tries to slam you. And then for Geely, I'm guessing a 6 probably doesn't hit.
Nope.
Woo. Okay. The remaining 1, 2 on gears start to turn and go back the way they came. 2 next to Ronvin do the same. The one in front of Balon turns and heads back the other way. One that had been in melee.
Didn't I just kill the one in front of Balon?
There were 2 on everybody.
Oh, okay.
There was still one in front of him that was turned.
Okay.
The 2 that were on you, one you stabbed, and so it doesn't go anywhere. That's the one that just hit you. The other one turns and goes the other way. So basically, for Geely and Rue have zombies in melee. The remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are turned and on their way back the way they came toward the sinkhole. Anybody wish to make an opportunity attack?
The one that hit me distracted me because I rolled a natural 1.
Very well.
Right.
That opportunity attack, does that have to be melee or is it ranged?
No, it's melee. You
Alright,
basically have to attack the one
yeah.
that's leaving your space.
Okay.
And you don't have to do anything. You just
18?
can. Okay, that hits.
With my with my dagger, 18. Okay, and that is 5 damage.
Okay, so you open up a gash on its back, and it stops and kind of slowly turns back in your direction, facing you. Gears, are you going to take an attack of opportunity?
Yep. Because Gears thinks an opponent's back turned, might as well stab him in the back.
And there's one right by you that's in pretty bad shape that you've already glaived once.
Yeah, we'll nail that one. Does a 14 hit?
Sure does.
All right, and that's another 12 damage.
Yeah, consider him eviscerated. He's down.
Excellent.
Kind of a shoulder to hip slash and opens up the back, and the worms come out of it, and the ichor as it just falls with a thud to the ground. For Geely, never mind. Rue, you already did your attack of opportunity. Calavera, I'm going to say that you could attack one. If you wish, you could attack the one that Rue swiped at and missed, since you waded into combat. If you wish.
You know, I'm not usually one for melee, but this one's being kind of nasty, isn't he?
Yeah, he actually
I'll
dodged when
attack
Rue tried
my-
to stab it.
Third.
Try attacking with my mace. Calavera pulls out a mace that no one has
Good
seen her
grandpa.
use yet.
I was going to say, you've never actually used it, have you?
I
Good
know,
grandpa.
it's not her usual at all, but she has one. So this is plus strength plus proficiency. This is not. This is gonna be a 12
That hits.
for 5 damage.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
You feel your mace hit it on the shoulder blade and just sink in, and you hear bone crack and crunch.
She looks immediately horrified. Like she was already looking really bad, but this is awful.
Okay. So, 1, 2, 3 zombies. Balon is going to take an attack of opportunity. He hits. Oops. And does some damage to his. And so, 1, 2, 3. Whoops. 2 are still turned, and they start to amble up the road. One is on Fragile not turned, one is on Balon not turned, one is on Rue not turned, and one is on Calavera not turned. And one is on Ronvin not turned. So basically everybody has a zombie. And it is Calavera's turn, because that was the zombie's move which provoked all of those attacks of opportunity. So Calavera, you are up.
Calavera looks shaken. Calavera does not like this. She like pulls her mace back and again looks horrified. And she just kind of whispers, I'm so sorry. This world isn't for you anymore. And she'll use that to cast Toll the Dead. It's going to be a DC 13 wisdom save.
18 on the die.
Don't like that.
Bummer.
Could I ask you to please fail?
You can ask and no.
Okay.
But, you can always ask.
Try.
You can always ask. Yeah.
I had to try.
The politest Dungeons and Dragons player ever.
Yes, understandable. Is anyone hurt that I can see around me? Are any of my friends, allies hurt?
I've got a bruised jaw.
How bruised is your jaw?
Not very.
If you could quantify it with a number.
Not very.
Is anyone else more than not very hurt?
Just a scratch.
Fine, then I guess I won't cast one word.
Don't need it.
Don't waste it.
Don't waste it yet.
Okay, guess that's what I got. Everything else I have is actions.
Ronvin, you are up. Good job, Calavera. Nice try.
All right. So that zombie that's right by me. How far away is he?
You guys are in melee. That's the one
Alright.
you just stabbed with your dagger.
Okay. So let's see. What we got here? No, I don't think I'm gonna do that. No, we're not gonna do that. So she's gonna try and attack with her dagger again, because I'm guessing she can't use her lightning launcher that close up.
Probably not.
It's a ranged attack.
Yeah, it's a ranged weapon. It's pretty cool, though. Yeah, go ahead and make your dagger attack.
17, does that hit?
Sure does.
Alright, so that's that, and that gets an extra 4 radiant. So that's 7 normal damage and 4 radiant damage. That's 11 damage.
Okay. It's looking pretty rough. It's still up. It's still groaning and drooling, and ichor starts to ooze out of the wounds you've opened up. And even, the radiant, it kind of really doesn't like that. It reacts unfavorably to that sort of damage.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope, I have nothing else I can do.
Okay. It is now time for the wondrous and arcanely mystical Algernon to have a turn.
And as mystical, I'm going to do the same thing I've done it every other turn because it's the only thing I have to an AoE.
Okay. Fragile has one, Ronvin has one, the dwarf has one, Calavera has one, and Rue has one.
All right. Gears, Ronvin, Calavera.
Gears does not have one. His went down.
Oh. Okay. Then okay.
Take the healer.
Rue. Yeah, Rue, Ronvin, Calavera.
Okay.
All right. Rue's is 2. Sorry, buddy.
All good.
Ronvin's is 4 damage,
Okay, it goes down.
and Calavera's is 5 damage.
I primed it for you, bud.
It's still up.
Oh my god.
Okay. Anything else, Al?
I'm trying so hard. I know, sir. That's it.
Okay. Balon's going to make 2 attacks with his... He's just cursing and spluttering, just enraged at these things. Both hit. And his dude is still up. He's rolling minimal damage. Gears. The dwarf has one, Rue has one, Calavera has one, and Fragile has one. 2 have started to amble up the road in the direction from whence they came, unharmed.
Gears will interpose themselves between Calavera and the gnome that's threatening her.
Yeah, easily done.
17 plus 7. Yeah, that hits.
Sure does.
And in a descending arc, that is 13 damage.
Yeah, down it goes. So another one in bits and pieces, chunks.
Yeah.
Calavera, you just see this
Other
lumbering
hand.
Warforged come in. And... What do you got, Gears?
Yeah, I was just gonna say the head just goes.
Nice.
They're in their element.
Awesome.
They're having fun.
Very well done, sir. Rue, you
Yeah,
have
that's-
one on you.
All right. Am I flanking it with anyone?
I would say Gears is probably over there. Gears and Calavera. I'd give you advantage on that. And everything is just this mob of
Yeah.
massive humanity. So
How far away are the ones that are fleeing?
they've moved 20 feet away.
You know what? I'm actually gonna break off and go. I'm gonna break off because Rue's gonna do what Rue's gonna do and go after those two
Okay.
because they're running into like a populated area, right?
I'm sorry. They're running into what?
Into a populated area, right? Like
Yeah, there's battle.
townspeople
There's
where they're
battle going on up around the sinkhole. Yeah, there's plenty of people up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go try to catch up with them and try to get in melee with both of them. And what I'll do is, as I'm running up there,
Okay,
I
you will
use my.
provoke an attack of opportunity from the Zambi that's on you. Ah, nat one.
Okay, go
Lovely dice rolls this evening.
Nice.
You're welcome.
As I'm running up on these two, I'm going to use my insightful fighting feature, where I make an insight check against the creature's deception check.
Okay.
And if I succeed, I can do sneak attack on them, even though there's nobody around them.
I see.
So my insight check is a natural 20.
Okay, I'm going to roll at disadvantage because they're turned. They're paying no attention to you.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be making any attempt to deception you. And I rolled a 9.
Yeah. Okay. So I'd like to try to get in melee with both of them, and then my attacks are killer tonight. That's a 24 to hit on one of them.
Yes, that's a hit, sir.
On the one that I incited, and that is 7, 8, 13 points of damage on that one.
Okay. Yeah, so you open up a pretty nasty gash, and it kind of stops and turns back to face you.
But it's still up.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's still up, and the other one is unharmed and still moving away.
Okay. I will. Oh, sorry. No, I don't get an off hand because I did my insightful. Okay.
Okay.
That's it then.
Okay, so the other one's kind of still moving away, focused on getting the heck away from that awful goody two shoes priestess person that turned them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you all saw Rue risk life and limb. A zombie took a wild swipe at him as he stepped away, and he dashes up the cobblestone and engages two zombies heroically, slashing into one of them. Fragile, you are next. You have one in melee right in front of you.
I'm hitting the one on me.
Yep.
I'm not hitting the one on me. Fragile is done.
Okay.
I rolled a nat 1.
Nice. Hope you enjoyed your turn. It's lovely. Don't you love those?
Yeah.
It's going to take an attempt at pummeling you, Fragile.
Yeah.
22. Fragile, does 22
That's
hit
it.
you? Yeah, nice. How about 7 bludgeoning, max damage? as it just brings an arm down right on your
Okay.
shoulder. Or actually, I guess against your
Alright, so
chest,
Julie's going to
because they're short.
use her reaction, and she's going to take the damage. But she's going to use her reaction, and she is going to cast Hellish Rebuke.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So you need to make a DC 14 Dexterity saving throw.
-2 dex. That's an 11 on the die. I failed my saving throw.
Okay. You take 24 points of fire damage.
Yeah, you just see this thing in front of Fragile pound her in the chest. Because again, normally it would like come down on your shoulders, but they're only like 4 feet tall, so it just blasts you in the kind of in the midsection, and then it just immolates into this ball of zombie fire and starts staggering away and drops. It's just this awful smell of burning dead flesh sizzling on the ground in flames before you. That was pretty cool.
That makes up for the nat 1.
Sure does. Yeah. So let's see. We're in the zombie turn. Ronvin's is turned and moving away. Rue left. The only one left to attack is on the dwarf. And that's a 9. That misses. He's in like splint mail. One is walking away from you, Rue. The other one's going to attack you, the one that you attacked. How about does a 9 hit you as it takes a swing at you? Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
So it misses. And that's the zombie's turn. One is continuing to walk toward the sinkhole away from
Like an
Calaveras.
opportunity attack.
Yeah,
Okay,
because it
opportunity
wouldn't really
attack on
have
that one?
moved until its turn, and it was in your space because you positioned yourself there. So go ahead. Take an attack of opportunity.
That is an 18 to hit
Yes, sir.
for 9 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, so you open up a slice, and it is now stopping and turning to see. So you basically have one live zombie on you. The other one was... Oh, no, there's 2 of them on you. I'm sorry. No?
Yeah, there's still 2.
Yeah, there's 2 on you. Gotcha. And they're both unturned because you've attacked them. Okay, back to the top of the order, Ronvin. You see ahead of you
Right.
about 20 feet down the trail. Rue is engaged with 2 zombies. He has attacked one, then he attacked the other, and they're both turned and baring their teeth. And
Okay, is that the only 2 I see?
the rest of them are... There's one on the dwarf in melee, and one where Rue used to be, basically in melee. So the ranged ones are about 20 feet away, and there are 2 in melee.
Right. So I'm gonna aim for one of the ones that are feeding on Rue.
Okay. Fire your super
That is,
cool lightning.
Yo, what? 17. That's 22.
That'll hit.
2d6 plus 7. Okay, so that is. Oops, it's only 1. That did not help at all. There. Okay, so that's 5 plus 7. That's 12.
Yeah, down it goes. So Rue, you're standing there, and this blast of lightning comes past you. What does it look like, Ronvin, when one of Rue's zombies goes down?
Yeah, the lightning is kind of like radiant, like yellowish golden, and it just hits the zombie straight in the sternum, and there's just like the dust and this ickies, and it goes like.
Yeah, and it just blows
Sorry.
off its feet.
It
Down.
just blows it apart.
Nice. Al, you're up. Rue has one more zombie on him. The dwarf has a zombie. And there's a zombie basically near Gears and Calavera. Gears is in between the two.
I'm gonna, for about originality, I'm gonna cast my last magic missile to get the last one for Rue, and if I have to step like around so that I get like a line of sight against the one near Calavera as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit Rue's twice, Calavera's once.
Okay.
Ruse is going to take 7 damage. And Calaveras is going to take 4.
Okay. Both still up. The one on Rue is looking really bad. But it's still up.
Jesus.
These are some buff zombies.
Anything else?
That's what I'm saying.
Is there no?
No, sir.
Okay. Balon, with a roar, swings at the zombie in front of him and drops him. And he makes a move over to where Calavera and Gears are and makes another attack and drops that one. And you just hear with this staff of his, you just hear bones breaking. You know, like one of them he hits upside the head and the jaw completely shoves across and snaps. And 2 are down. There's just 1 left with Rue and Gears. It is your turn. You're standing amidst the carnage of dead zombies. The only living zombie or unliving zombie is 20 feet to your northeast with Rue.
Okay, I'll move up to flank and start attacking.
Okay. Yeah, you're basically on the cobbles in front of the Raven's Claw.
Right. Well, that was a natural 20.
Okay. We're going to dispense with the mathematics because it had 2 hit points left. And I'm pretty confident that the damage you're about to unleash with your glaive.
Yeah, more than 2.
Yeah, if you'd like to make a glorious description of what your critical does, that would be more than suitable.
I'll just cut it from shoulder to hip, right in half.
Yeah, and it does, man. It's such a clean cut that one side falls and the other side straight down, just slices it. And as you begin to collect your wits and you hear the sounds of battle up in the intersection where the sinkhole is, and it's probably a good 20-foot-ish diameter sinkhole, you see Mila, you see Jace Goldsmile, you see any number of people. You see your elf friend, Galeth, and some of the mercenary protectors of the Enclave starting to finish dispatching the remainder of the diminutive yet rancid-smelling zombies. As the Enclave falls quietly, you begin to take stock, and Balon runs up to the sinkhole. Is everyone okay? And they look around, and there are some bruises. There are some bloodied people. A couple people went down, but they're being tended to. And he, again, turns in your direction and looks like he's speaking to his staff, and then slowly walks back as he kind of wipes the zombie ichor off the staff. Hey, that was something we've never seen in the Enclave before. Thank you.
Never had zombies attack like this before?
No.
Never heard?
No. Never. I've been here 90 years and I've never seen a thing like that. And he looks over at Calavera. That was whatever you did there. That was very impressive, young lady. Getting them all to run away.
But like Calaveras like dropped, like as soon as like the fight was winding down, she just kind of dropped her mace and she's just been standing there like staring around at each boy. She's like, I'm sorry.
What?
Oh, right. Right.
You must be a priestess of some sort.
Of some sort. Yeah.
That was
Yes.
most helpful, wouldn't you say? And he kind of looks around at the rest of the party, and you there shooting lightning. What manner of gear is that? And he kind of walks over and starts to inspect Ronvin's power armor.
She's kind of like holding up. I know, it's my own invention.
Really? That is.
I know, that was so cool, wasn't it?
Is everyone all right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Been good.
So you have all of these dead zombie gnomes. Weird. As you start to kind of look around and assess the carnage, and people are looking down into the sinkhole, pointing, there's tunnels. You notice all the zombies are dressed similarly. They're all wearing these tattered violet cloaks that are kind of pinned at the neck. You know, now that the kind of the adrenaline is slowing down and the rush of battle is over.
Is anyone showing any signs of recognition of any of these formerly living?
Balon particularly.
No, they're all kind of talking amongst themselves over at the sinkhole, and you see Balon kind of bend down over one of these gnomes and pull something off of it, and he holds it up. He's holding it's like a brooch or a pin that's holding the cloak at the, kind of gathered at the neck of this zombie. Oh, there's something I haven't seen in a long time. And he holds it out and shows you, and it's this kind of this gold pin. But by gold, I don't mean fancy. It's gold colored. It's not gold. But it shows a pin that shows like a waterfall flowing over glowing violet rocks. He says, there's a thing I haven't seen in a long time. These gnomes are from Violet Falls. And with that, we're going to end our session.
Doesn't sound so bad. Sounds nice.
Good tourist spot.
I'm not so sure if that
No.
should be a tourist spot.
No, it sounds lovely.
Lots of zombies.
You think people won't pay for that? I live near Field of Screams. People love that stuff.
Field of Screams. Nice. Okay, sorry, I was just wrapping up my note-taking. Whew, all right, gang. So you fought your first horde of gnome zombies ever. That was pretty exciting.
Crazy.
Nice, well done. So, super, super grateful to the folks who hung around and stayed in chat. Thank you very much, viewers. All of the subs, Sorrow's Tale, Geek Dice, Fellowship of the Tables, Growed Up Geek. Thank you for the subs. The support is so much appreciated. Let's do quick outros. Let's go around the table. We'll go reverse order. Gears, tell us a little bit about where we can find you, bud.
Hey, Dave, play Gears. You can find me online, He Wilson, 2 L's in Wilson. And on Monday nights, you can find me here with these lovely people playing this fabulous game. And on Wednesdays, you can also find me when we get back to it on the Dragon of Icefire Peak, Wednesday nights, 7 o'clock on this channel. Be here or you're going to miss out.
Yeah, and that game will be going again here at some point. We've got a new player. So we're back up to 4 PCs. So yeah, that'll be firing back up once we figure out when we want to do that. But yeah, look for Dragon of Icefire Peak returning soon. Ronvin.
Yeah, this is Vivi Vivesha on the Twitter. I'm Miss Vivesha on Twitch. I'm Vivesha. I've been missing streaming. I might get back to it if I can never find the time. On Mondays, I'm here with these lovely people every second Tuesday. I think tomorrow is one of them. I'm at Uncanny Adventures, where we're playing Call of Cthulhu in the Wild West. Um, every Nope. All my other two games are not streamed no more. That means Saturdays at 1. I play Emberwind on Valdrian's channel, which I think we have like one or two episodes left. And that's it so far.
All right, cool. Very good. Nice lightning work tonight. Al.
Hi, I'm Manny. At Growed Up Geek on the social medias. When you don't see me here playing the kind of douchey wizard, catch me on Tuesday nights on the Growed Up Geek Twitch channel where I DM Twilight Malediction, Rhyme of the Frostmaiden campaign, and then coming hopefully very soon to this channel on Sunday afternoons. I will be also doing dungeon mastering for a Greyhawk campaign that I am really looking forward to.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Going to be fun indeed. I get to play on that one, so I'm pretty excited. All right, Miss Fragile.
Yeah, I'm Mike. I play Fragile. You can find me on Twitch. Not Twitch. Oh, I guess you can find me on Twitch too. You can find me on Twitter and Discord at Buckethead Clunk. And right now I'm just running Fragile and running my home campaign that is kind of homebrewed. We've kind of morphed from Cormier into a little bit of a Spelljammer flavor for a little bit. Trying to get the guys some experience somewhere besides Faerun.
Yeah, and it's fun.
And because I play with some really knowledgeable people, I'm taking them someplace they don't know about. So it's always fun.
Nice. Yep. Yeah, we had our first interstellar ship combat Friday night. That was pretty fun. Very cool. All right, Rue.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrew, aka Fellowship of the Tables on Twitter and Fellowship OTT. The only other unknown thing that I'm really doing right now is a little Jasper's Game Day event that's coming up on February the 6th. We are raising money for suicide prevention and awareness right here on Wiley Hobbit's channel. So we just filled all the slots for the 6th yesterday, which is exciting. So we're going to have lots and lots of D&D on that day. Big old dungeon crawl. Should be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thank you, bud. All right, Calavera.
Hi, I'm Paige. You can find me on Twitter at KeyLimeCutieBot. I don't really do much on there. I just kind of retweet stuff that I think's kind of cool or important or something. When I'm not here and I'm not, working, doing science stuff in the lab, I have a couple home games that I play that are not streamed or put on the internet at all. They're just fun stuff at home. We've got some Pathfinder stuff that we're going to be starting pretty soon, and I'm really excited for that.
Nice.
It's going to be really fun.
First or second edition Pathfinder?
Yeah. So we have a first edition one. I have one of each that are upcoming. The
cool.
First edition will be happening sooner, but they're both being DM'd by the same person. So
Nice.
It's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah. Cool. All right, very good. And I'm Scott, also known as Wiley Hobbit, kind of the host, if you will. And as Andrew mentioned, just want a quick announcement again. February 6th, we're going to do a day of Dungeons & Dragons. Three-hour sessions, so kind of a marathon, and we're going to be raising funds for Jasper's Game Day. And as Andrew mentioned, we just filled the last seat. We have 3 tables of 5 players. The first table at noon is going to have Fenway Jones. She's the founder of Jasper's Game Day. She'll be one of the players. And then the second table will have Camille from Open for Adventure. And then our third table celebrity is Lydia. Everybody kind of knows her as the elven cleric, just general awesome person. She's our third celebrity. So we're going to be hopefully raising lots of money to go toward, I've got some information about Jasper's in the chat there, but it'll go toward suicide prevention and awareness and so forth. So it's a charity that's near and dear to my heart. And we've actually already hit the first goal of $250. We're at 280 raised. And the next goal, I'd like to be at 500 before we start gaming on the 6th of February. So, and a big thank you to our good friend here, Andrew, Fellowship of the Tables. He's going to be DMing, and he's been prepping like a madman. I'm going to run Dead and Thay, so I'm going to do some dungeon crawling. So, super stoked for that. So, thanks for hanging out, and we will see everyone
Awesome.
next time here. We'll see you is Monday night. Go check out Manny's game tomorrow night. What time do you guys start, Manny?
7 o'clock Eastern time.
And that's at Growed Up Geek, right, on Twitch.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so check that out. That's going to be really cool. And we'll talk to you all soon. Thanks for hanging out, and be nice to each other out there. It's a crazy time. See you later.
Rough world. Later, everybody. Thanks for watching.